What's up guys, it's Dragon Empire here, coming at you with a new deck profile.
It's a very special deck profile indeed.
And it is of a Duelmasters deck.
Yeah, it's a King Benfoss deck.
God. It's full. Make sure you give us a thumbs up if you remember this game.
Yeah, it's ultra rare. I think that was ultra rare. Really
fun game. Well, in all seriousness, it's Dimension Police post Troll deck. So yep, start as Daiyusha.
Like Daiyusha though.
That superior cross break ride can be a bit, oh dear. Yeah. Basically, it's -4 superior ride. You choose 4 dimensional rubber rear guards, push them to soul. If you got grade 2 or higher dimensional robo rear vanguard, you can superior ride into another grade 3. So yeah, that's him. On to the triggers, we've got 4 draw and 1 penguin.
That's a shit ton of draw right there.
Just 5 draw. So the 5 dimensional robo draw triggers and the 1 penguin trigger, because I prefer the penguin to the frog alien thing.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
You need to replenish your hand. This deck requires some key pieces for it to like go off properly. So yeah, you need draws. And plus when you're cross-ridden, those 5k draw triggers is quite handy to guard with shield value. But I think I used to play 6. But,
yeah, you just had too many cards.
Too many cards, and too many of them with really low shield value, so it didn't work. So on to the next trigger, which is for critical. Just standard crit trigger, really. It does have an act when it's in the soul, to soul blast and plus 3k, but don't really find yourself doing that too often, unless you have
it's only ever in the soul with this guy.
With this guy, Daiyusha. Yeah, so yep, just standard critical trigger there. And one of my favourite
trolley tech choices
at the moment. Got 3 stand triggers.
They're not bad.
They do work. Like, I would recommend people try them, because I know myself, I used to take these guys for granted, stand triggers in general. I mean, obviously in decks they don't work, like some decks they won't work, but
if you're running a lot of 9k rear guards,
to just test like 1, 2 or 3 and get that surprise stand in is really powerful.
I mean, as you said earlier, you don't need to run crits because a lot of them have inherent crits on them anyway.
Yeah, once you get to grade 3 you'll have the inherent crit on it anyway, hopefully.
So just the 5k power is what you're going to need to help push through anyway and guarantee that kill. So critical triggers.
It's just the fact that you get extra attacks in, which is really good.
So in this case it would apply more pressure than a critical trigger.
Stands, waste them hands.
That they do.
And of course we've got 4 heal.
And it doesn't matter so much in this deck that they're dimensional robo or not, because there aren't any special counterblasts, are there?
No. There's no counterblast at all, really, apart from the break ride.
Oh wow, that's good.
So yeah, in a tag match, feel free to use my counterblasts. You've got 4 heal. So,
would you not consider teching in something like Operation Garmika?
I would, but I've got like limited space in my grade 2 lineup at the moment.
Ah, fair dues.
On to the grade 1s, we've got 4 Buffy Guard. They're Diamond Ace at the moment, but they will be upgraded to Die Shields come set 13. Just basically a Perfect Guard to stop them crazy break rides.
Because the format we're in, obviously, well, any format, like any past format we've had, you've always needed cross. What are they called again? That's the one. Perfect guards. Always needed them perfect guards.
Always needed them perfect guards. And we've got 4 of your archetype 10k grade 1. Die Tiger. New from the trial deck.
Yeah.
The trial deck is nice.
Not a bad 10k swinger right there.
You do get 4 of them. So yeah, just pretty standard stuff when you're playing archetype decks nowadays.
And them early stand triggers can hurt.
Yeah, they can, if you do get them. Mainly the late game stand triggers are the important ones, because that's when your opponent really needs to like, guard.
Yeah, when they don't expect it.
Yep. 2 Dimarina, 7k vanilla, essentially in this deck.
Not a bad ride target.
Basically your first turn ride target, really. Other than that, it's just 7k vanilla.
Fair dues.
It's got an act in the soul too, same as Die Battles to Soul Blast it plus 3000 for the Vanguard, but you only do that when you've got a Daiyusha and you have to. But next grade 1, 2 Dilander. I call these the temporary 10k boosters because you call them to the field. Oh wait, this is another Counterblast cost.
Right.
Okay, there we go. Counterblast 1.
That makes more sense.
Yeah, you call them to the rear guard. Counterblast 1. Give any other dimensional robo plus 4000. So
very good target, Daiyusha.
Put them in the same column as like another thing. You get a 20k column off, or if you want Daiyusha to become critical, Counterblast 1 plus 4000 becomes critical. So
that's nice.
Pretty much a standard, well, I wouldn't call it a standard 10k boost, I just call them a temporary.
Yeah, and if you want to fix your field later, obviously you've got Daiyusha for that, to get rid of them. So they're good targets for his skill.
Yep.
When you want to minus yourself.
Final 2 grade 1s, we've got 2 Commander Laurel. Basically to apply pressure when he's in the back row. People see him and you've got a full field. You can apply a great deal of pressure because you can rest 4 dimensional robo units, well, 4 dimension police units, and stand the Vanguard back up if the attack hits. So yeah, people do want to stop your attacks if they see that in the back
Yeah,
row.
when that Vanguard on the break ride is putting out a lot of pressure on that one
Plus,
turn.
if you do manage to get lower skill off and rest 4 units, you run stand triggers, remember?
Yeah, that's scary.
So yeah, that is very good. That does work. So, on to grade 2s, 4, 10k, vanilla. Not 4, 3. I can't count. Yep.
Decent defensive ride.
Decent defensive ride if you need be. But ideally, you do want to ride this next card. If you've got Daiyusha in your hand, and you know he's in your hand, ideally you want to ride this guy, which is your miniature break ride, Dimensional Robo Kaiser. When a dimensional robo unit rides on top of this, it gains plus 5,000, and with Daiyusha's inherent skill, when his base power hits 14 or higher, he becomes critical. So
but with this it's 15.
With this is 15. With a boost, he'll be at least 20. With crit, so
yeah, like any 6k booster and put him on 21.
Yep. So it's very good. And plus with the he does come with a superior ride for Daikaiser, but we currently don't have the grade 1, which is Kaiser Grader. So yeah, it's a pretty decent card from the trial deck. So yeah. Unfortunately, there's only 1 per trial deck, so that's the downside to it. Same as this next card, Die Dragon, which is also in the trial deck, but minor from set 8, because that's back when I built the deck. But I'm really loving the deck now because it's got all this dimensional rubber support, which is why I wanted to build it in the first place. These are now going to be always 12k. Like before, when I played Operator Girl Mika,
Operation Girl Mika.
He was only 9k on the rear guard, which is like, yeah, can't apply that much pressure with it.
But I think Mika was more of a rear guard card.
Yeah, that's true. But like, if the scenario did present
when you have to ride it.
Yeah.
No, I can see that.
But yeah, so it was like, but I do enjoy 12k archetypes on this. They definitely come with every archetype deck nowadays. And they do
except Rambler.
They do come as rares in the trial deck, but they only come with one of, like every other one. On to the grade 3s now. 3, normal Daiyusha. Basically, when his power exceeds 14k, he becomes critical, which is, yeah. So you combo it off with the Dailander and the Kaizad, which are somewhere. The Kaizad is there. That is Dimariner.
Which one we want? Oh, right. We just went through this.
So basically, if you ride on top of this, he gains plus 5, plus 1 crit, so that's nice. If you don't have that, you play this in the rear guard, plus 4, plus 1 crit. So
that's
yeah.
Nice.
I'm mainly just playing for the cross-ride purposes, so you have the option of playing defensively if you need to. Talking the cross-ride, we've got 3 Ultimate Daiyusha.
The best Daiyusha.
Well, Dark Daiyusha is pretty cool too. Tyrannus Gravity. Because basically his limit break is, when you've got 3 or more dimensional robots in the soul, when he attacks he gets plus 2k and plus 1 crit. And when you've got Daiyusha in the soul he gets another plus 2k.
So pretty much always guaranteed a inherent crit.
So you got the inherent crit nowadays because everything's dimensional robo you're going to be riding. Which is pretty cool. So yeah, he's a good card. Especially like come set 13 you'll have more options with Magnum. So if you do end up riding Ultimate Daiyusha first, you'll technically only have 2 dimensional robots in the soul.
Right.
But Magnum can push himself in the soul, giving something plus 4,000 and giving him his limit break.
That's nice.
Which makes it more versatile than Daiyusha, because Daiyusha you have to minus 4, which is like, don't really want to have.
I suppose when you're running a limited amount of grade 3s, it's not bad for searching though.
Yep. And yeah, that 13k body does really help that game.
I mean, you can search out this next card as well.
Yeah, that's true. You can definitely do the superior break ride. But the final grade 3 is 2 Daikaiser. His break ride skill, when a grade 3 rides on top of it, counter plus 1. The grade 3 gets plus 10k and plus 1 critical. And it also gains the effect that if you drive check a grade 3, you can retire something from the Guardian Circle. The freaking Guardian Circle. So you've got stuff like, if they perfect guard and you drive check a grade 3, it just goes.
Yeah, perfect guards are no longer perfect
It
guards.
disappears, the attack goes through, and if you ride any of the other grade 3 targets beside Daikaiser himself, he gets plus 1 crit from his own ability.
Can you not rewrite Daikaiser?
You can, that's what I mean. If you ride any other, if you ride a different one, so if you ride him, he'll be attacking for 3 damage because there's plus 1 crit there, and the plus 1 crit there, and his own crit, so that's 3. And if you ride normal Daiyusha, he obviously becomes 14k base or higher, so he gets his own inherent crit, so you're attacking for 3 damage again.
That's pretty good. That's pretty damn
With Laurel in the back row as well, it's just deadly.
So that's probably one of the main reasons you don't need crits in this deck. Like a stand is the only pressure you'll need to have that 2 to pass, because you can put the 5 there and give the stand effect somewhere else, whereas you wouldn't need the crit effect normally.
Yeah, so like, he's one of the most... He's one of the biggest reasons right now why people rage quit. It's like,
yeah,
I tried to take rage quit, fuck.
I was very upset when I saw this card the first time around.
Just, oh good god, no. It's like when they perfect guard once, you kind of look at them like, no, you just...
Now you're safe. Now you're safe.
When they perfect guard once and they just basically, they're not safe. They wait for you to drive check, it's like really tense when you drive check. When they drop one perfect guard, you need to wait, and like, because the decision making process takes longer, because they've got to work out what exactly they need to become safe from this guy.
Even 2 perfect guards won't do it.
No, because I think only once though, I did drive check double grade 3 and the guy perfect guarded twice and it broke off. Only once.
That's so bad.
It's really...
But obviously the safe way to guard is...
it's perfect guarded and 2 to just pass.
2 to pass.
So yeah, this guy makes people drop their hands. Well, that was the Dimensional Robo deck profile, post-trial deck. Like, comment and subscribe if you enjoyed.
And we'll see you next time.
See you next time. Duel Masters.